Yo, this is your man, Alex from Alpha Destiny. Today I want to show you 5 special exercises that will build the strength of your triceps, in turn, getting them jacked as hell. First exercise I'm going to show you is the close grip bench press with bands. Oftentimes we believe that the close grip bench is a great exercise, which it is, but the only issue is that the lockout is a bit too easy. With chains, you can easily add 50 to 100 pounds at the top. So if you're doing 300 at the bottom, it'll be tree fitted at the top. And that can make all the difference. For those of you who train in a hardcore gym like Metroflex, this will be the exercise of your choice. It's simple. The chains are unloaded at the bottom, but begin lengthening as you press up. This makes the top heavier, thus overloading the triceps. And since you're already using a close grip, those triceps have to work extra hard. Second exercise I'm going to show you is the close grip bench press with bands. The benefit over chains is that you can add a lot more tension. You can add 85 pounds at the top, 125 pounds at the top, 150 pounds at the top, and even more if you want to go that route. But I'm just going to show you 4 different band tensions, all of which add a fuckload of weight, therefore making those triceps jacked. What you're seeing now are the mini bands. They're the most common type of band and will only cost you a good 20 bucks. So fairly cheap, very versatile. In fact, you can use them for other exercises like extensions, barbell rows, pull-ups, all kinds of shit. Anyway, when bench pressing, particularly the close grip bench with bands like you're about to see, it'll add a good 85 pounds at the top and a good 30 pounds at the bottom. So there's tension throughout the entire lift. And it's not just like with chains where they're lengthening. They're literally trying to pull you down. This pulling effect, that's what creates constant time and attention. Anyway, now you're seeing the monster mini bands. This is the next level if you want some more time and attention. It'll add a good 125 at the top and like 40-50 pounds at the bottom. So this is really, it's going to feel more like a machine. It might feel a bit unstable when you start using these monster minis. But this is also very good. It's the same thing as a mini band, just more tension. And the mechanics are always the same. As you see, I'm on the chest, right? 50% of the band is pretty much like relaxed, like not relaxed, but unstretched. And as I press up, it begins to stretch out again, thus creating the tension. That's why it's a constant time and attention exercise. Really, really good for bodybuilders, man. Because like with this example, right? You could be doing 135 like I'm doing, fairly lightweight, but at the top it's 125 pounds heavier. So you're benching the mid 200s with a close grip like no problem because you managed to skip the bottom part of the lift, which is the hardest part for most guys. Now, I'm showing you the light bands here. These are the next level of bands. They're really, really heavy. I wouldn't go above this. This will add around 150 pounds of tension, okay? And it's so scary so that you gotta put pins, man. If you don't put safety pins, you might snap your fucking shit up real bad. So you're doubling the bands, 150 pounds of tension. This is 135, right? Well, at the top, it's like 285. It doesn't look like it, right? But the top, it actually gets pretty heavy, and that's a close grip. That's a close grip right there, okay? So this overloading aspect that I discussed, that's what gets the triceps jacked. Well, hey guys, next exercise I'm going to show you is a close grip bench press to the throat. Oftentimes we have to bench down here, right? Because that's proper form. Well, guess what? If you do the close grip bench with improper form, of course using a light weight, you're really going to activate those triceps. You'll feel it immediately. Just be careful with the weight that you use. You don't want to snap your shit up. Yeah, close grip bench to the throat, you heard that right. Here's proper form, right? Bring the elbows low, tuck in. That's bad form. Now, back to proper form. This is normally what I'd recommend when trying to close grip bench, but not this time around. So please, let me emphasize this once more. You see right here, proper form, right? Elbows come in, pressing straight up. That's how you normally do the close grip bench. But for the sake of the special exercise, it's not what you're looking for. This is what you're looking for. See right here? This elbows completely flare to the side. Sounds dangerous, right? Well, it kind of is. And that's why my next disclaimer is not to be a fucking dumbass. When you do the close grip bench to the throat, the weight has to be lighter than your regular close grip bench. That's a giver, okay? Because you bring it to the throat, you have a risk of decapitating yourself. And obviously, there's more internal shoulder rotation and elbow flare. And that can cause rotator cuff problems. So, my recommendation is to remove a good 50 to 75 pounds that you're normally used to doing. So if you're normally used to doing 275, roll with 205. 205 is going to be a great number to use. You're really going to feel those triceps, especially at the bottom. That's where the tension comes in, and that's what's going to get your triceps jacked over time. Next exercise I'm going to show you is the JM press. It's a great movement because it's a combination of a close grip bench and a skull crusher. And oftentimes we can't do skull crushers because of elbow pain, right? Well, the JM press is an elbow-friendly exercise, and you're also going to feel those triceps working really, really hard. Right, now I'm going to try to teach you how to do this exercise because it's kind of difficult to coach, but bear with me for a couple moments, all right? Notice my wrist, right? It's coming completely down in a straight line, almost like a Smith machine. It's wrist to forearm, and that's it. There's no shoulders involved. You see my shoulder? My shoulder ain't moving. That's why I can actually hold the bar in my forearms. It's not a close grip bench, remember, and nor is it a skull crusher. Your wrist shouldn't be moving backwards, forward, all that shit. It has to come straight down. Please pay attention to my wrist. You see it's coming straight down. The only time I move it back is at the bottom, and that's just a personal choice, but really the exercise is wrist, you bend it forward, right, and it's straight vertical power path, just like a Smith machine. I'm showing you again from this angle. Remember, it's not a skull crusher, it's not a close grip bench. It's a combination of the two. You could say it's a skull crusher at the bottom and a close grip bench at the top. You can say that, but not theoretically it's true. Now here I'm using a heavier weight just to demonstrate my point. I'm still maintaining proper form. Remember, the wrist is coming straight down and a bit back at the bottom, and there's no shoulder in there. The bar is not touching my chest. See the bar is not touching my chest? Notice it always reaches the same spot. It's always a couple inches like around my neck area, upper chest, neck area. And that's because this is a JM press, not a close grip bench or skull crusher. The next exercise I'm going to show you is the overhead extension. It's a great movement because you have shoulder extension. When you have shoulder extension, you activate the long head of the tricep, which is the meatiest part of the tricep. So when you're not flexing your arm, you're really gonna have that meat hanging down. You're gonna look jacked, in other words. Alright, so here we got some overhead extensions with a barbell. In my opinion, it's one of the best ways to perform extensions because you have shoulder extension, which activates the long head of the triceps. Now, this is the meatiest part of the triceps. It's the exact region which is going to show when you're not flexing your arms. You know, just going about your day, arms being loose. That's the meaty part right there. It's not the lateral or the medial head. Surely that plays an important part, but it's not the main thing. That's why you'll see a lot of powerlifters who they could lock, 350 pounds, 400 pounds, etc. Yet their arms don't look as good as they could be, such as myself, So a guy like me, doing overhead extensions is a really good thing to do. And this is what I recommend for you as well, because it's going to really build that long head, therefore making it bigger in size when you're not flexing your arm. Now, I'm showing you the heavy set with the 105, right? But you also saw me do an empty bar at 95 pounds. And I included this because it's very important to warm up those elbows really, really thoroughly when you do extensions, because otherwise you might experience some elbow pain. I think that's a lot of the reasons why guys, they can't do extensions, because they didn't warm up properly. They didn't get that synovial fluid going about their body. So please use empty bar, then 95 pounds, then go with the 105, all right? Now here's another way to perform the exercise. You could do one arm at a time, dumbbell extension. I don't recommend two arms because that's going to restrict the range of motion by around 50%. And also the barbell already takes care of that for you. So do it one arm at a time, and you're going to see it's very comfortable for the individual's anthropometry. You can oftentimes get a deeper stretch than with the barbell. And overall, it's comfortable, okay? Just remember to thoroughly warm up the elbows, just like I mentioned before. So if you're doing 40 pounds now, start with the 20, and you'll be fine. Yo, I now want to show you the final exercise. It's an alternative solution for guys who don't have bands or chains. Now, if you have bands or chains, you can still do this movement because it acts in a similar way. What you got to do essentially is find a machine that properly accommodates resistance. As you can see in this one, it's actually like a band. As you press up, the machine starts pulling you down. Now, I realize not every machine is going to have this. You have to do a bit of scavenging for yourself. But I believe that in a gym, in a properly structured gym, most guys are going to have a hammer strength machine of some sort or a cable pressing machine, something that works on the peak contraction principle. Once you could find something of this nature, you got to simply use a close grip like I'm doing right now. It's a neutral close grip specifically, and you'll find that at the top, the weight gets heavier. It's actually heavier than the bottom. So once you have that, that's pretty much a gold mine. You've discovered a way to overload the triceps, and it's a great solution if you don't have bands or chains. So try that out. So those are all the exercises for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you get strong on all these key movements, your triceps will get bigger. And of course, you'll have those guns that turn on nuns. First exercise I'm going to show you, dude. What the fuck is that?
Why'd you move there?
You have to move the camera with my motion, man.
It's so recording. Okay, it's fine. Careful. Fucking kill yourself.
This thing. It's plugged. Who the fuck plugged this?
Fucking kill yourself,
oh,
man.
Shit. Who the fuck plugged this? Okay, it's unplugged now.
Oh, it's still recording. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah. It's not gonna fucking fall,
Big
is
this
it?
thing, hold on.
It's too big.
Hold on.
Dude, this shit better not fall over.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Go.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. It's crooked.